Mercury aspects Mars. So when Mercury aspects Mars, you got to understand that Mercury is the mind and communication. So the way you communicate when you got Mars is combat, is warring. So your mind is interested in drama, action, and debating. So anything that deal with debating, anything that deal with the mind, that deal with you always opposing something, somebody thoughts, somebody ways, and you don't want to listen to nobody else thinking. Cause Mars make you more a warrior. The way you think like a warrior. The way you move is military, structure, order. So the way you think, the way you communicate is strong, loud. This is a person who can be very blunt with their words, and they can go crazy with the words and curse somebody out, and they love it. These people is excited about drama, but these people can be very good-hearted, free-hearted, and make it all about the self. The way you think is about the self, what you can do. So your thinking pertains to how you can help others and what you can do for others, and you want to be the problem solver and not uniting your thought with others, but coming up with your own solution, your own ways of doing something, your own ways of planning and inventing something. So planning, organizing, it could be a party or whatever. You the one who gonna be the thinker. And you want to do this by yourself. You want nobody to help you, and you want to take credit because you want to win. You want to be the number one. So your thinking is everything you do. As far as your thinking, the way you communicate, you want to be number one. So you might compete with somebody else who could think just as critical as you could think. So your thinking is very blunt, very harsh when it comes to other people. But on the upside, though, you makes a good person when it comes to like warrior tactics and skills, accomplishing goals, not never giving up, because you're thinking that you got a strong thinking, and you always confidence. You're thinking that always confidence and strength. So when people talk that small talk, you don't even fall into all that. You ain't with all that small talk. It's I can, not I can't. And you're the type who inspire people to think that they can. It's never I can't, because you're a warrior. Your thinking is a warrior. So the way you is a warrior is through words, is through teaching, and you take action through teaching and through words and through communicating, through expression. So you got a deep expression. And so when you express something, it could be over dramatic, and you can also create drama, because you can be so boring because you hate to be bored that you can create drama. And this is when Mercury's conjunction to Mars. So when Mercury's conjunction to Mars, this is everything I have spoke of. This is you. And you also deal is the fiery energy. You got a fiery mind, so your mind is always thinking, overthinking. You come up with a whole bunch of ideas, so you're very idealistic. You come up with ideas that people never thought of, so this will make you good. You're very creative, crafty with the hands. You're always in your brain, always in your mind. Your mind never rests, so you need to get some rest right here and learn how to not overthink. Because you could be highly intelligent and also highly intuitive, got that fire energy within the mind. So that makes you highly intuitive when taking action. When taking action, like for throwing family gatherings and events and starting something off, you are the one. You are the one who will take action. Because you intuitively know what will work and what will not work when it comes to events. And so you know you can see the big picture the way you think big. So when you playing big and at the family gathering, you have everything mapped out. So you can start something, but then your thoughts can always change. Your thinking can always change, because it get bored on one subject or one topic. So you don't stay long on the subject and the topic, because you lose interest after a while. So this is why you need discipline right here. So with this being said, this is how you think. This is how you communicate. I mean, you just speak for no reason, out of nowhere. You just very outspoken, very blunt with your words, and you're good with your words. You're good at speaking. You're good at communication. You're good at expression. But the thing is, you could be a great actor too, because the fire, when you got Mercury in the fire, it makes you a good actor the way you speak. So the thing is, you want to be good at whatever you do. achievement is very important to you. And number one is really what's important to you. You want to win every battle. And so once you learn how to accept others and don't accept everybody else's thoughts and ideas out, you'll win. But as far as Mercury conjunction Mars, you go to war when dealing with thoughts, when dealing with ideas, when dealing with expression. You go to war, warring with others, warring with other people thinking or their thoughts or their ideas, because you think yours is number one. So this is what you come back about. So you makes a great lawyer because you can come up with solutions quick because you want to win. You go hard for it. You're very persistent and you don't stop. You keep going. Your mind always flowing. So sometimes you can't even rest due to your mind. So it hits you in the stomach, the guts, all the fire energy. And so you always keep up with the latest news, updates, and sometimes you just don't care about that because sometimes you feel like you are the news and the update. That's in your mind. Your mind is high and powerful, but it's on a lower level, like in the world, like level, but like taking leadership in the world. But so also you got Mercury conjunction Mars. This says that the way you think, your sexuality is high, sexual energy. Yes. So when it comes to sex matters, you express it. You express it in the mind first, and you carry it out because you got to carry it out. You got that feeling within you. So Mercury conjunction Mars just makes you carry out. It started in the mind first, your sexuality. Sometimes you can have an impulsive mind where you can't think because you take action too quickly before you think about a problem. So you say things before you even think about it. So it's best for you to think before you speak. So a lot of times you can just blurt out stuff, be very impulsive, very aggressive, very blunt. You can be very nasty if you want to. But a lot of times, though, you're a great speaker. You know how to interact with people. You know how to do business. You got great skills when dealing with communication and when dealing with the mind. So the mind, if you use it, it could be your greatest weapon to help you to combat anything that's ill and sick or negative energy. So you can use this to be a lawyer. You can use this to be a great, not a judge, because you got to be a very good deep thinker and weigh up all sides. And you ain't that person. It's all about what you think. But you could be like a lawyer. You could be like a fitness coach or something like that. Great guy, because you like action. So you're the sports type of person. You're thinking of more sports, more adventurous, more exploring, and things of that nature because you really want to carry it out for your mind. So whatever you think in your mind, you most likely going to carry it out. Just like when your mind tell your hands to move, it move. And so when you got Mercury conjunction Mars, your thinking is all about action packed. You like anybody that's action packed, anybody that's strong. If they're not, they consider as weak, and you don't like to be bored, period. So your thinking always seeking something to get into. Watch a movie, and after that, you got to do something else. You got to always entertain your mind, entertain your thoughts. So this is when you got Mercury and Mars. Mercury conjunction Mars. My fault. Mercury conjunction Mars. Now, how it play out is you need to listen to this, which is Mercury conjunction Mars, because how it's gonna play out through the rest of the aspects is, okay, this is the conjunction. Now, it's still the same thing with the trine, the same traits, but the way it carried out, this is when you got Mercury trine to Mars. How it play out is that this is your gift. Your gift is the combat to mind. Your gift is the military, the strategized mind, all strategizing and finding solutions to problems. Your gift is being the creative mind, coming up with new ideas and inventing and starting something new and creating fun for others, creating ways to have fun, creating ways to inspire people. This is your gift. This is your gift to debate against nonsense and to carry it out through your mind and to express yourself. This is your gift. To be a great speaker, communicator. Yeah, so this is your gift. Now, this is if it's a trine. It's all the traits. It's all the traits because Mars is blending in with Mercury, or Mercury blending in with Mars. So they're like one. And so this is all the traits of Mercury conjunction Mars. This is your gift. This is your gift. This is how it play out when it got trine. When you got Mercury trine Mars. Now, when you got Mercury sextile Mars, everything that I spoke of the conjunction and trine, this is your potential. Your potential, the way you can grow and develop yourself, the way you can become that power, that good spokesperson, and not afraid to speak your mind, not afraid to take action, and you can just make you a good teacher, a good radio broadcaster, and makes you good at speaking in general and expressing yourself, and also make you good at helping others, inspiring others, or lifting others, being an example of achievement, being an example of strength, or being a strength for others. So now this is how it carried out when you got Mercury sextile Mars. So that's how it's played out. You got to grow into your potential. You got to activate this power. It's there. The energy is here. You just got to grow into it. And when you grow into it, you'll be just like a Mercury conjunction Mars, or Mercury trine Mars. It'd be easy to you. It'd be easy to you. You carry it out, yes. But on the positive side, the upside, because you're utilizing your gift, or you can be too lazy and don't use your gift at all. So that's what you got. A sextile. Sextile is, well, that's what a trine. Sextile, you got to grow into it. My fault. Sextile, you got to grow into it, activate this power, or you would grow into it and become that. You will become Mercury conjunction Mars. Now, because this is also your life force. So this gives you more force of the mind, powerful mind, very strong mind, one who could be very loud mouth, very aggressive speaking, and one who speak mean and blunt and everything else. Combative. Now when you got Mercury square Mars, Mercury would oppose that aggressiveness. I mean, Mercury, my fault. Mercury would go through it when dealing with Mars. It would go through it with dealing with being aggressive. It would go through it with being combative, and you would be the one who might fight others, because whatever you carry out of your mind, it help control the rest of your nervous system. So the Mercury deal with the nervous system, and so how you think, you will carry it out. Like you might hit somebody, boom, 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 fighting all the time and going through it, going to war, because that's when you're mentally unbalanced. And so your thinking could be very destructive, very negative, and don't care, want to fight, and want to prove that you are tough, and want to prove that you are number one, nobody can stop you, and you're uncontrollable. And you can be very hardcore to those who are weaker than you. And so this is how it play out when you got Mercury square. You got Mercury square Mars. The square represents what you will go through, your struggles, your hard times that you will have until you overturn that and become a better person. And so what you learn through your experience and what you're going through in the mind, where you can be slow of speech, or you can be impulsive of speech, not really slow of speech, but very aggressive in your speech, and very have all these negative thoughts. You can overturn that and teach people about thinking aggressive, about being aggressive. You can teach people about ways to think in a positive way. You can teach people, you can inspire them with all the knowledge of aggressiveness and negative thinking. You can inspire them to think positive. So this is your lesson that you can teach others once you overcome Mercury square Mars, because you still got all the traits of the Mercury conjunction Mars, or the Mercury trine Mars, or the Mercury sextile Mars. It's just that you will have a hard time in this area. Then after the hard time, after you go through war with yourself and battle yourself, after you overturn all this, then you could teach this. You could teach the kids. Kamal love kids, like young ones. They like to be an example for the young ones. So you could teach the young ones, and you got a lot of young ones who will follow your lead. So boom. Now, and you got to be in leadership position. You got to be able to express your thoughts. So when you got Mercury Mars aspects in general, you got to be in a position of leadership. Cause this Mars got to want to do his own thing. Mars want to be the boss. And so long as you in a position where you can do something, this is how you win. You ain't here to follow other people's way of thinking, or people in general. You're here to be an example of what it is to be a leader. And You here to be an example of people aspiring people to become their own leader. And so when you got Mercury, Mars aspects in general, which means Mercury conjunction Mars and all the aspects, you're here to inspire others to become a leader, and that's through being an example of leadership, and that's through the mind in this aspect, and through communication, through expression, and through using your creative hands. Yes. So now, this how it play out when you got Mercury square Mars. This is a tough placement because this is like a Superman thinking, Superwoman thinking. You want to save the world, and you are the giver, the hardcore. And so this is the mind is Superman, the mind is Superwoman. So this is the type of placement this is. So because you can feel like you're unstoppable at times, and that you just hate weak thinking. So now, this is what you would go through when you got Mercury square Mars. Now, if you got Mercury opposition Mars, which means it opposes Mars, that means your mind is against aggressiveness. Your mind ain't with the aggressiveness. So it mean that you might not be the type who don't debate. You might be the type, or if you do debate, it's not aggressive. You could compromise, but also it could be like your mind opposing, taking action, opposing, being a leader, having a leader mind, and you can follow other people thinking in ways. And so, also when your mind opposes Mars, you can oppose your creative abilities and your talents and your skills. You oppose your ability to take the lead for yourself, and you have low self-esteem and feel down and out because you don't have Mars there. You're opposing Mars. You're not connecting with Mars. You're not connected, and your sextile. I mean, you could oppose that too. You could oppose that too, and be the type who be too self-righteous. So watch out for that. So this is why you need Mars, because when you bring Mercury conjunction Mars, trine, sextile, and square all together, because you have all these traits, that's when you overturn that. When you balance it out, you have the same traits as Mercury conjunction Mars. Once you go through it, and your experience is the best teacher, you can teach people about balance. You can teach people about using their aggressive energy, their combative energy for something that's positive, and they use their Mars warrior energy for positive things, because you are the defender of the weak naturally. And so you might just start drama about intellectual topics for the sake of it, even if a person right or wrong, because you want to have some fun. So this type of place, but this is combat. Is Superman, Superwoman, and combat when dealing with the mind. This is mind that is a warrior, mind that's strategized, mind that is the planner, mind that's not afraid. Your mind is not afraid. It's not afraid of no topic. It's not afraid of nothing. Your mind look at some of everything. So your mind is very exploring and adventurous when you got Mercury conjunction Mars and all the aspects, because it's still the same. They just play out different. Like this will be the Mercury conjunction Mars in general, but how it will play out, that this will be your gift when dealing with trine. When dealing with sextile, this your potential and what you could be, once you grow into it. And when it comes to square, this is what you will go through. You'll go through a lot of struggles and pains and suffering, fighting and shootings or whatever, cuttings, because Mars deal with getting cuts on your faces and cuts and bruises. And so you can have a mentally scarred mind from certain incidents can mentally scar you. So this is about you getting over that and becoming your best self. And when you do, you'll be on the upside of Mars, where you can be an example for a whole world. So now, same thing with Mercury opposition Mars. You know what I mean? Mars would oppose it. So once you balance it out and bring Mars together with Mercury, this is when you'll win. If you don't do that, if you don't go through your squares and you never learn your lesson or your oppositions, this means that you will always fail. And when you fail, you understand why. If you don't grow into your energy as a sextile, if you don't grow into it, this means that you won't be able to utilize your potential or know your potential. Now, if you don't use your trine, this means that you are cutting off your gifts, cutting off what you nasty here to do. Now, Conjunction, you ain't got no choice because it blend in. It blend in. Mercury and Mars blend in. You ain't got no choice. So this part of you naturally, it can play out. It can play out where you can go through all of them. So this being said, as I can't bring this light, it's still realer than this. I shake.